There it is. The final registrations for EVO. The final registration polls for EVO came in, and that is like how many entrants came in for, you know, said like fighting game tournament of this year's Evolution 2023. This year's Evolution Fighting Game Series 2023, right? So let's go through them, right? Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate still has legs before Mortal Kombat 1 comes out in September. 449 entrants, right? Still lingering, right? I mean, the game hasn't, you know, really changed, like, you know, at all, right? But this is gonna be like the last leg for Mortal Kombat 11, and I'm pretty like guaranteed that once like Mortal Kombat 11 top 6 will like end, there's going to be something Mortal Kombat 1 related, like maybe like a new trailer or something like that. Gave that corpse of a community a pulse. Yeah, right. No shit, right? Like, damn. Before like the grace of God that is Ed Boon's MK1, right? Mortal Kombat 11 would still be like lingering on legs, and people would still be like pissed. Like, it's been like, again, almost 4 to 5 years since Mortal Kombat 11, and the game hasn't like changed at all. There's like new meta like rulings here and there, but the gameplay is still like the same. It's still footsie based fighter as all hell, even though it's Mortal Kombat, right? Next we have Melty Blood Type Lumina with 554 entrants, right? Damn, Melty Blood still kicking after all, right? Like, goddamn. Like, goddamn, right? Holy shit. Melty Blood, damn, like, I forget, like, how many, like, DLC characters are there? Like, is the game still getting support? Like, is the game still getting, like, updates to characters and roster and whatnot? Cause, damn, man, when AI takes over there, there will still be people playing that shit. Yo, you better believe it. Ghost in the Machine type shit. Yeah, right? Some fucked up AI. Man, you thought, like, fighting game AI back then was harsh as hell? Well, like, come back to reality, motherfucker. Oh my god. Fighting game AI will, like, come back anew. We all did the Go Nuts AI, boss rage, okay? That's, like, the level of how bullshit it can be. But speaking of, like, bullshit AI, of, like, ingrained fighting game history, King of Fighters 15, a game that, like, I will still love and stand to this day, right? And it's still getting content. Is sadly at number 6 with the funny ass fucking 666 number. KOF 15 has 666 entrants. Like, holy shit, right? I mean, it's kind of a bit of a downgrade because, you know, it used to be like at the top 3 or top 4. It's sad that King of Fighters 15 got bumped down to 6. No pretzel, no top 3. Yeah, I'll still play the game. I'll still watch this King of Fighters 15. But like, man, I think this is going to be like the best that King of Fighters 15 is going to do, because the game still hasn't like changed. They're still like the top meta players, characters running around, right? They're still like Rock, there's still Rock, Yori, Hoochie Gang, right? I have not seen like a lot of like Mai's. I don't know what the meta is like for King of Fighters 15. But it's pretty much like the same like year round. Like, Cronins are still good, Rocks are still good. I don't know what happened to I don't know what happened to that one guy, the Fang user. I forgot what his name is. Damn, I'm like drawing a blank. But Shermies are still running around. Shermies are still pretty good, right? Yeah, it's just some of like the classic like KOF, you know, meta is still like lingering ever since I think like the first DLC team came in. And of course, you know, with patches to give like the spice of life for everything. It's not like season 1. If Shermie was bad, she would still be running around. Yeah, there were like a few. Oh, there's also Chizurus. Yeah, Chizurus are still running amok, right? Because of like the lock you down meter special move. Lock you down special move supers sort of thing. So KOF-15, you know, is like, you know, in a stagnant place, right? But I'll still like watch it. It's still like one of my favorite King of Fighters after 14, right? And 14 had a lot of like crazy fucking characters, and of course not as much as like 13, right? 13 was like goated with the sauce because of all like the loops and shit. It was technical as all hell, but like it was still fast as fuck. Like, was the common like trope for fighting games, right? If anything is like not past, or anything behind 2010, then it's fast as hell, and not a lot of players born in the 2000s or maybe like after 2010 are not used to like fast-paced movement. Like they just can't do it. But speaking of fast, Dragon Ball FighterZ with 838 people are still playing Dragon Ball FighterZ to this day. People are still playing Dragon Ball FighterZ to this day, even though like how we talked about like the meta for how many hands will be had due to that game. Yeah, like the meta like is still like, you know, the same, right? We still haven't had like the rollback netcode update. We got like another like huge balance patch, but still it's like fusion after fusion, and then Android like 21. Dragon Ball FighterZ is still being like played. Like, yeah, I hope that like EVO does, you know, something to announce like maybe a rollback update or maybe a new Dragon Ball FighterZ game. Like I'll be on that boat that, yeah, Dragon Ball FighterZ is still like a beloved game, like to the community. Dragon Ball FighterZ is still played. It's still like a loved game by the community and the people that grew up with Dragon Ball FighterZ. Like, it's still like a fun game, right? But at this point, like, it's been 5 years since Dragon Ball FighterZ, and I kind of want like a new anime fighter or a sequel to Dragon Ball FighterZ, right? With updated rollback netcode, and just keep like things like the same, but tone down like some characters, you know? But I'm like in that boat that like FighterZ like maybe needs to like change or maybe pass the torch to something else. I'm not like hating on the game. I played the game, like it's fun. I had a lot of like memories just like playing FighterZ with friends. I lost those times and I won against like my casual friends, but you know, it still was fun for what it is at the time, you know? We got like, you know, Dragon Ball FighterZ as like the 3v3 fighter, but we got the champion of 3v3 tag assist like fighter. Ultimate Marvel 3 for EVO of 2023. In the year of our Lord and Savior 2023, yeah, Ultimate Marvel 3 comes back fiercer than ever. 1,346 entrants. 1,346 players registered to play at Ultimate Marvel 3 Top 6. Always think it's something else. Yeah, a lot of my friends, a lot of my homies like Jane, like Crack Rocksteady and Gerudo 555, always like, well, no, it's mostly like Gerudo, right? Jerry always tells me that I think that EVO is going to announce something like a Marvel 4 or anything like that. I'm like, I can't believe that, right? I think more of the former, that EVO wants to put in Marvel 3 just for, you know, nostalgia and just for the community, right? It's a beloved game for EVO Championship Series. Ultimate Marvel 3s have dominated EVO ever since like 2011, and it became a mainstay until 2017 with the arrival of Infinite. And Infinite just pretty much put the Marvel series, dug its like own grave, you know? But now Ultimate Marvel 3 got like some fan support with the modding community and shit like that. We got Tong Never Sleeps, or Tong from Tampa Never Sleeps, still keeping the dream alive of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 alive. And this is a thing that like a lot of people won't like understand this, because, you know, Ultimate Marvel 3 is a game that came out in like 2012, right? It's old as like time itself. It was like 10 years old. This game is literally 10 years old, right? It has bred so many EVO hype moments of EVO like history that it's insane. The Flocker win, the Justin Wong comeback, the Viscant, that's Vanilla Marvel 3, the Viscant grab against PR Rock. Oh no, the PR Rock grab as Tron against Viscant. Ultimate Marvel 3 has made so many like everlasting memories that there's too many to count, and they're so lovable because of it, right? And of course, Ultimate Marvel 3 is a fun game. It's a 3v3 fighter. Even though, like, after like a year or 2 years after, nobody didn't like Ultimate Marvel 3 at the time because it was the same meta, right? Zero was busted, Virgil was busted, Morgan by the efforts of Crystar G was busted, Phoenix was busted. You know, stale meta is bad. Yeah, exactly. Right? The meta of Ultimate Marvel 3, right? Yeah, because like, you know, she was one of those characters that legit like killed the game, right? Morgan was to be on like a sub tangent for Ultimate Marvel 3, there were a lot of like killers in Ultimate Marvel 3. The two characters that were equally like as toxic to each other was Dark Phoenix and Morgan. She is a peak. Yeah. And before Chris G invented the term Dark Morgan, and how he made the character so good the way she is, Morgan was a low tier bitch. Morgan was a low tier bitch before Chris RG. After Chris RG, people discovered that like, oh, Morgan is, you know, the most disgusting character on the face of the fucking planet. She is that tilting. All she would really do is that if she sets up like a hard knockdown or like a sweep against your ass, she would just input Astral Vision and then put Soul Fist after Soul Fist, like cancel Soul Fist on the ground with flight and then throw out another Soul Fist. And then if you have Dr. Doom on your team with hidden missile assist, they would just literally, those two characters and Virgil with the rapid slash assist, the gamma assist, that would just legit lock you down and you would not have any answers at all, right? That's why in some situations the crowd would always, you know, go hype as hell when they would see like Morgan dead, like, yeah, fuck her, you know, like Morgan is that bad. And of course, Dark Phoenix, she spits on the floor. Yeah, she's a reason why they call her, you know, already Dark Phoenix, Dark Phoenix. She's basically like a reserve character that you save for level 5, and if you have level 3 X Factor, is that she becomes unstoppable. She literally becomes the most bane of every Marvel player's existence to this like day. Hey, you want a character that is like a last resort character that every normal she does spits out of projectiles? and her base projectiles get a full screen wall bounce upgrade when they're on hit, that's her. But even with all of like the hate and disgust that the first few years of Ultimate Marvel 3 still had, the game is still beloved by the community, right? I still love it. And again, fan support happened for Ultimate Marvel 3. Now there's mods for Ultimate Marvel 3, right? There's palette swap mods. You can actually play like Gambit. You can play Psylocke, Cyclops. You get to play Rashid in that. You get to play Rashid, Iceman. You get to play so many classic, you know, Marvel characters. Monster Hunter chick too. Yeah, Monster Hunter chick from Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is a palette swap mod in MVC 3 game. Yeah, and there are more mods to be worked at, right? I know there's a jury mod to be worked on, and there's going to be a Gene from God Hand mod to be worked on as well. So the game is still getting love to this day. To this day, like, it's unbelievable, right? And the fact that like the community still loves Ultimate Marvel 3 with a staggering 1.3k players is mind-blowing. That number alone is, like, you know, astronomical, right? But let's talk more about like the other games with, like, you know, big boy numbers. Oh no, also Ultimate Marvel 3 will be in May stage. Ultimate Marvel 3 will be back at main stage EVO, because if you look at the bracket, if you look at the registration numbers carefully, homies, 8765 will be on like days 1 and 2. Those are, like, you know, the pre-game top 6s, right? Those are the games that, you know, not a lot of people will be like watching, because Sunday EVOs will be like primetime television. These are the tournaments that you will be like seeing. However, but the fact that Ultimate Marvel 3 will be like in the top 4, right? This is the top 4. And top 4s are usually like in Sundays, right? And the fact that EVO is changing up their tournament, what was it, systems from top 8 to top 6, there will be more chances for tournaments with a high enough like registration number to be on a Sunday primetime television. And the fact that Ultimate Marvel 3 comes down to like a Sunday primetime moment, it's gonna be like in the morning, but still, Marvel is back and it's better than ever, right? That's in conclusion like what I mean. You know, Marvel is back, right? You know, I just want to see like the game still being loved by like fans. I wouldn't even, and this is where like my hopium copium comes in. I wouldn't mind like if EVO throws in a surprise like, oh shit, Marvel 2 Remaster is coming, or even better, Marvel 4. Right, let's go with the hopium copium, like Marvel 4 gets announced. You know, shit like that. It would be insane. But that's Ultimate Marvel 3. Now we have Tekken 7, right? Damn, Tekken 7. Of course, Tekken 7 is still getting a lot of viewership to this day, right? Tekken still creates a lot of top moments. We just like what? We recently watched, what was it? Off stream, not on stream, but off stream. We watched Pakistan versus Korea in a Tekken like Saudi Arabian tournament, right? It was a team tournament, and for the Pakistan team, I think it was Arslan Ash, Fate Atif, and Fate Khan, right? And Pakistan just pretty much just washed Korea, like as the chat said. Korea was washed, bro. Like, holy shit. That was just, you know, fucking domination. And even though like even though Tekken 7 came out in like 2015, right? Or if you want to include the arcade port, 2014, right? The game is still hyped to this day. Still hyped to this day, and people are still watching Tekken 7 tournaments, right? And they're having like a blast, right? You know, meta aside, right? It's awesome to just look at, you know, like the crazy different character dynamics that we didn't really see a lot like in season 1 or like in the arcade port. Because in season 1 and the arcade port of Tekken 7 was all about the Dragunovs, the Brian Furies, and the Jacks. Right? Those 3 characters literally dominated the fucking game. No other character was used. But now we have a lot of like character flavor variety. Now we have like Jins or Kazuya's running amok. We see like, you know, some like 2D characters, right? Even though a lot of people will bitch about like the 2D characters, you know, a lot, because they do crazy shit that not a lot of Tekken characters can do. You check out like main man, what was it, SWE, and look at his like Geese TOD combos. How is Geese allowed to do like a TOD in that specific stage, bro? How is he allowed to do 50 to 60% on the wall? Like, that's nuts. That's fucking nuts. How is Akuma able to do like, you know, fucking focus attack after focus attack into like DP, right? The 2D characters, call it what you will, they are like busted like as hell, right? Because once you get like that hit in, it's like, oh my god, 2D privilege, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, 2D privilege, right? Eliza also is like, you know, one of them, right? But I still feel like it's still some of the dopest of shits. It's like, you know, Tekken 7 is all about like, not just like the fundies and like the footsies, but also like, what can you do after like this like punish, after this like counter hit? It's like, you know, how much is like the wall carry and how much combo game can you have in like in Tekken, right? It's fucking sick. Once you get like that sweet combo in, oh my god, it's a fucking chef's kiss. God damn, it feels so good to like land it and not like drop it. You know? But yeah, we get to see like a lot of like character variety for Tekken, and the game is still being played. Even though even though we're getting more news about Tekken 8 in the near future, right? Tekken 8 is going to be something amazing. But people are still playing Tekken 7, and you know, there's not a lot of negative criticisms from what I've heard. Instead, like rage aside, saltiness aside, and like, you know, lack of good online aside, right? Because Tekken 7 still hasn't fixed like their online. They did implement like a variable like rollback, but still uses like delay-based netcode, and there's like a Wi-Fi indicator on Tekken 7. But still, right? The next game's gonna have like rollback netcode. The next game's gonna be you know, stylish and also easy as hell, right? With the heat system and whatnot. But Tekken 7 is still being played to this day. And you know what also a game is still like being played to this day is Guilty Gear Strive. Guilty Gear Strive, of course, right? It's taking like number 2. Of course Guilty Gear Strive takes like number 2. This is like, you know, ever since 2021, Guilty Gear Strive has been on the closing night of every like tournament, because Guilty Gear still continues to pull in numbers, right? The fact alone that, like, you know, after all of like the the matchmaking issues and the hacker problems that Guilty Gear Strive has been like getting, Guilty Gear Strive is still like being played. There are still players out there that still play GG Strive. I don't know how much like the meta has changed for Guilty Gear Strive. You know, like I stopped, like I technically don't play GG Strive like anymore unless it's like with friends, right? Because like some of like the new characters don't really like fancy me. Like Asuka is okay. I played a little bit of Strive when Sin Kisuke came out, but I didn't play for Bridget. I played a little bit for Testament. I of course tried it out for Biken, but yeah, there was just like recently no feel like energy or motivation needed to play Guilty Gear Strive myself. But I can also understand that Guilty Gear Strive is still like one of the most still played fighting games of the 2020s, right? This game literally brought back the fighting game community, and resurrected the anime fighting game community. You know, game looks good. You know, characters look stylish as all hell, right? Rollback netcode is like a blessing. Guilty Gear Strive is still pretty fun to this day. I still have, you know, I watch like streamers still play GG Strive. It's kind of like fun. That's kind of like fun, you know, if you get past like meta like matchups, but still, the game is pretty fun. And then we have like the number one, right? The number one registered game for EVO of 2023 is, of course, Street Fighter 6. Damn, man, Street Fighter 6 with 7K players playing Street Fighter 6. With Street Fighter 6 being out in the oven, right? Literally out in the oven. Came out like in June, right? And yeah, we're gonna be seeing like this game in top 6, and we're gonna definitely be seeing like some sharks in the fucking water. People are like thirsty to get like that prize pool for Street Fighter 6. I don't know how much the prize pool is for this year's EVO, but Capcom Cup will definitely be like, if you get number 1 in next year's like Capcom Cup, you'll get like $1 million. Because it's a $2 million prize pool next year. But Street Fighter 6 is definitely a lot of fun. Characters feel dynamic. The systems allow you to have a lot of like player expression. Money. Yeah, exactly. A lot of player expression. Yeah, Street Fighter 6 is like the game to be played right now. Characters are great. Music is, you know, very good. Yeah, and we're gonna be getting more content for this game, you know, pretty soon. Albeit, you know, per season, right? And yeah, just this game just continues to like deliver, right? It's crazy. What else can I say about like Street Fighter 6? I know like Rashid is going to be playable for EVO 2023, even though like, is Rashid going to be like legal? Oh, and Street Fighter or like the voice actor for Rashid is like, hell yeah, he is. So we could be seeing like, Brett. Oh no, let me retract that. This is like, you know, this is like Capcom's time to shine. Is essentially what this year's EVO is going to be, right? Not only do we have Ultimate Marvel 3 coming back, but Street Fighter 6, a game that's, you know, critically loved by, you know, not just critics, but also casual fans as well, is like Capcom's like time to shine. And it feels like Capcom is back. And if anybody knows like the history of EVO, is that EVO is just pretty much Capcom oriented. Like a lot of the tournaments back in the day were like Street Fighter, Third Strike, Marvel 2, Street Fighter 4, Marvel 3. EVO was just pretty much like for the big boy Capcom games, and if there's anything that's like not Capcom, then it doesn't get highly recognized. But, you know, after like some years of EVO tournament variety, with Street Fighter 6 coming back doing well than it is, you know, as it is, you know, right now, it feels like Capcom is back.